Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgia here from Allendale's trading floor. It's June 23rd, 2011. Wild day today in the markets. This morning, very negative news. The markets were all acting negative. It was get me out, liquidate, and move to the sidelines. It started off the morning with crude oil working sharply lower on the news that the EIA, which is the Energy Information Administration, that's where they release all of our statistics, energy statistics for the U.S. They came out saying that the U.S. was going to release 30 million barrels from our U.S. reserves. Also another 60 million barrels were going to be released from Europe reserves. That had the market panicked this morning. And then early this morning there was the talk yet that Greece didn't get their bailout, so the dollar was up pretty strong. Well, just as a little bit ago, Greece, there was a deal that went down between Greece and the IMF, a 5-year austerity plan. They are going to get their money. That may give a little relief to the market. The dollar has backed off a little bit since this was released. The dollar right now is actually up about 60 cents. It was up more than that. Today we were over $1 higher at one point, so that's starting to calm down a little bit with this new deal that's been put out. But with the energy, with the EIA releasing that information this morning, we were sharply lower. Crude oil right now is sitting at about 91.62. We did see a brief moment there once this was released that we saw move down to 89.69. So we did dip below that $90 a barrel for a brief moment, and then we rallied back above that. That's much like the grains. Corn today, we ended up opening up sharply lower after a limit move yesterday. We had 45-cent limits today. We did go down more than 30 cents right off the start this morning, but July corn finishing about 3 cents higher. December corn down 4 3/4. So after finding all this negative information and this panic sell, they decided we've seen this push back higher. Funds were sellers today of corn of about 11,000 contracts, though, so still selling. That was more the public that was buying it up to support this market, so be careful on rallies. The beans down 12.5 to 14 cents, 12.5 lower in the nearby contracts. Deferred's down a little bit more. Funds were sellers of about 6,000 contracts, but there too we were sharply lower at one point. And we did fight back to not look as bad as where we had originally started from. The wheat, 10 cents higher for July, 10 3/4 higher in July, down about 5 1/4 in December. There too, found this move after being sharply lower this morning, but I think we had a lot of spreads that were unwinding. This wheat corn spread that's been pushed out quite a ways, that was unwinding today, pushing that July contract higher. But not only that, as far as corn, a lot of spreading going on late in the session between the old crop and new crop spreads as well. So look for that. We may see that continue, may see some further unwinding on those spreads. But we've got a lot of things coming up. A week from today, we've got the USDA report, the acreage report, also quarterly stocks, and we'll see what they have to say there. A lot of guys still looking for corn to lose some more acres here, which could end up being a little bit friendly. As far as looking at some of these other markets, as I mentioned, the dollar being up 61. You got the stock market right now down only 88 points. Off the bat this morning, we were down more than 200 points. We are trying to fight back from those lows, looking a little bit better. This deal that we've seen with Greece and the IMF giving a little bit of relief to the stock market as well, it seems, and we're starting to get more confidence back there. So tomorrow we'll see if this is going to continue to push things higher. Or see if this was just a little bit of a bounce in more of a bear market. As far as metals, gold's still down about $38. You got silver down $1.60, so still under some pressure at this point. Livestock today, we've had kind of a crazy day in the fat cattle. We were up 62 cents for the June contract. The August contract up 90 cents for fats. Cash was steady today. Expected to see a little bit of a bounce. We saw some steady trade. Box beef, though, choice up 53, select up 63 cents, so still giving some support underneath this market, and did carry the cattle here off some lows. We were quite a bit lower early on, just right along with everything else. But once again, that fought back. Feeders were down a couple bucks. They ended up closing mixed today, pretty close to unchanged. And then hogs still remaining down $1.50. and that did stay under some pressure today after finding more of a technical slide. But I want to remind you guys, as you can tell with all the volatility that's going on in this market, we've got our conference coming up at the end of January. I know it's a little bit of ways, but get your calendars marked. This is a reminder for you guys. We're going to throw a lot of information at you. I promise you guys a good time at our conference. But give us a call over here. We'll get you some more information and make sure that does fit for your schedule and get you a seat reserved. But you can give us a call, 800-262-7538, or check us out online, allendale-inc.com. Hope you guys have a great day today and have a great rest of the week. Take care.